How's it going, Smashers? I'm DatSmashBro and welcome to the Moveset Ideas series. With each new installment of Smash Brothers, there's a lot of new combatants for everyone to enjoy. For this series, I do moveset creations and predictions for potential newcomers. And for this video, we will be looking over a character who is a virologist that seeks to cause genocide to the human race by infecting it, known as Wesker. Dr. Albert Wesker is one of the main antagonists of the Resident Evil series. He debuted in the first installment on March 22, 1996 for the PlayStation 1. Created by Kenichi Iwao, voiced in Resident Evil 5 by DC Douglas, and was portrayed in the live-action films and TV show by Sean Roberts, Jason O'Mara, Tom Hopper, and the late Lance Reddick. In the beginning, Wesker worked for Umbrella as a virologist. He then joined Stars in Raccoon City, and then betrayed his comrades in order for him to achieve his ultimate goal, causing mass extinction of humanity in favor of evolution. Wesker was already well established by the gamers, but after his arc of turning evil in Resident Evil 5, Wesker's popularity skyrocketed to the point of becoming one of gaming's most iconic and memorable villains of all time. He made other appearances outside of the Resident Evil games like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Tekken, and a killer in the survivor horror game, Dead by Daylight. He's also shown up in Smash Ultimate, but as a spirit. So the question is this: what if Wesker was converted into a playable fighter in Smash? I've managed to put together an entire move set for him. Me and a lot of other people did, but this is my version of it to clear things up. I've also made an illustration of it all so people can have a visual understanding on how the character's fighting style could perform in the game. Disclaimer: what you are about to see is not an official move set by the Smash developers or Sakurai's company. This was made for fun and speculating. While I did made this to be as accurate as possible, the whole moveset could be changed if the character were to be included in future installments. So folks, without further ado, let's infect the moveset of Wesker. For the moveset I assembled here for Wesker, he will be doing attacks and abilities he does in the Resident Evil games and from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Wesker will specialize in close combat, with a few distance attacks. On his size, he will be tall. His attacks power will be strong, with normal attack and movement speed. Wesker will only have 2 projectiles attacks here, because the rest of his fighting moves will be him doing melee attacks, and other things as well. So, let's dive into it, shall we? For his jab attack, he does a palm attack, followed by a straight punch, and ending it with a roundhouse kick. This is the basic ground combo that Wesker will perform. The kick at the end will knock back or launch the fighter. For his front tilt, he does a double-legged spin kick. Wesker does this attack in Resident Evil 5 and in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. He spins himself around, delivering 2 kicks at the opponent. As seen, this tilt attack will have a double hit effect on the fighters and will launch them as well too. For his up tilt, he does the tiger uppercut attack. He strikes his adversaries with an open-handed uppercut. He also does this in MVC3 as a launcher, but here in Smash, it will act as a combo starter or a follow-up attack on low percent and a KO option on high. For the down tilt of Wesker, he does a leg sweep. He does this in the Resident Evil 5 game. I did mention not too long ago that his up tilt can be used as a follow-up. You can start his combo from the down tilt and go into the up tilt move for a true combo. This will obviously have a pop-up effect on the fighters. The only tilt here that will kill is his up tilt. The others are used for knocking back or setting up a combo. Now that we are done with his basic ground attacks, let's go on up to his aerials. For the aerial attacks of Wesker, he does 4 melee attacks, and 1 ability that he doesn't use as much. For his neutral air, he does a straight kick. Just like other fighters' neutral air attacks like Mario and Fox. With his version of those moves, it will have a strong launch power on high percentage. He can use this after his tilts. For the front air, he swings his tentacle arm in front of him. Wesker obtained this ability after injecting himself with the Ouroboros virus. He barely does anything with this ability, but I make use of it here. As for the attack itself, it will launch and KO the opponents at a high percent. For his back air, he does a backhand attack behind him. This will be similar to Captain Falcon's back air. On high percent, he can use this as a kill option. For the up air, he does a vertical kick upwards. This move will be powerful enough to KO the opponents with. On low percent, he can use this attack as a follow-up from his tilts as well. For his down air, he does a powerful axe kick like Snake. The same effects and same outcome, but it will only be in his down air attack. You'll need to time this move in order for you to land it at the right time. For his dash attack, he does the knee cannon move. After Wesker is done running straight, he hits the enemy with a high knee attack. He will be able to do the same thing here. On high percent, this move will be able to KO. Okay, we are done with both of his aerials and dash attacks. Let's head on over to his smash attacks. For the smash attacks of Wesker, he will do one move he does in the games, and two of them will be different attacks. So, to go through them, his forward smash attack is him doing the Cobra Strike move. He thrusts his arm forward and strikes the enemy with the palm of his hand, sending them flying backwards. This move will have a small delay to it, due to the damage he inflicts. This will definitely KO at a high percentage. I know the Ghost Butterfly attack he does looks more fitting here, but I've chosen Cobra Strike because it looks cooler. Oh well. For his up smash, he does another roundhouse kick, but above him. This smash attack is more powerful than his third jab attack move. On high percent, this will KO. For his down smash attack, he uses his tentacle arm again, but at a low angle. This smash attack will only hit from his front side. The smash attack can also have a chance of shattering shields if fully charged. All three of his smash attacks for this moveset are really powerful. They are on the same level as Kazuya's smash attacks in Ultimate. Okay, let's make things more interesting with his special attacks. The special attacks I've chosen for Wesker comes from the Resident Evil 5 game itself. For the neutral special, he uses Samurai Edge, yes, just like the neutral special meme. This is his main firearm that he obtains. Wesker uses his custom Beretta during the battles he has with Chris, and in MVC3. If the player holds down the B button, he will fire out 15 rounds until he needs to reload. The player can also move forward and backwards while holding down the B button. This can be used as a distance attack for him. If you fire out a round while the other player is near the blast zone, it will KO them due to the knockback itself. For his side special, he uses Jaguar Dash. Wesker runs forward at the speed of sound due to him having super speed. With this attack, it will have two different versions to it. For the normal version, he goes through the fighter as if you were using either Fox or Falco's side special move. You do this by tapping forward and B at the same time. But if you hold both of them down, he charges up and goes into a barrage of attacks like his Lost and Nightmares hyper combo from MVC3. With this version, he will only do 5 attacks. The 5th move will launch the fighters. As for the other uses of this special move, the players can use this airborne, meaning that this can act as a recovery option for Wesker. And speaking of recovery, it will be the move that he does in both Resident Evil 5 and MVC3, Phantom Move. This has to be one of Wesker's most famous ability he does. Wesker moves so fast that he is giving the illusion of him teleporting. He uses this a lot during his boss fights. This recovery will have 2 different versions to it as well. If you use this recovery while in the air, he will only teleport 1 time until he goes into freefall. But for the ground version of Phantom Move, Wesker will be able to teleport 3 times in a row. You just use the left analog stick forward or backward. If you use the grounded version back-to-back, the speed of his teleporting will become slower, meaning that this move will have a cooldown effect. With this, the player can use this to either evade attacks or toy with the other fighters. As for the teleporting distance, the grounded version will only teleport 5 feet with each teleport, while the aerial will travel 10 feet with air travel. For the down special, he throws his sunglasses. Wesker uses this tactic as a distraction to Chris in Resident Evil 5. He also does it in the live-action movie as well, but for some reason, the movie version of this move is really corny. But anyways, with this move, Wesker can throw his shades at any fighter who's in front of him. When connected, the sunglasses will stun the fighter for 3 seconds until the effect wears off. This is similar to Mewtwo's disable move in Smash. The only difference here is that the shades have more range to it. If the player fails to hit any fighters with this move, Wesker will lose his shades for 15 in-game seconds until it comes back. He won't be able to use his down special until then. It's almost like K. Rool's crown throwing move. We are done with the special attacks. Let's go on to his grabs. For his grabbing moves, Wesker will do 2 moves that he does in his games, one basic attack, and a tentacle move for the other. So, to go through them, his forward throw is him doing the ram horn. He strikes the fighter with a power-up elbow attack. For his back throw, he simply kicks the fighter behind him. For his up throw, he grabs the fighter with his tentacle arm and raises them above him, infecting them with the virus. After he's done with infecting them, the fighter drops to the ground. This is similar to Ganondorf's side special move. And for his down throw, he does the windfall attack. He lifts his leg above his head and crashes his foot into the opponent. His front and back throws are used to launch the fighters, while the up and down throws are used as combo starters for him. Now that we are done with pretty much everything, let's finish things off with his final smash. For the final smash of Wesker, it will be his transformation form in the final battle with Chris Redfield or Ouroboros. When in this form, Wesker will start to swing his tentacle arms in a frenzy all over the stage, hitting anyone that the tentacles come in contact with. He will also fire out projectile ooze at the players too. He will do this attack at the end of the final smash, and then goes back to normal. As for the other fighters, I would not want to have a high damage percentage during his final smash, because it will be bad news on your behalf. Despite this form isn't really fond with most Resident Evil fans, it makes sense for him to have this here. For his stage, it can be the volcano area from Resident Evil 5. This is the location where Chris and Shava has a final showdown with Wesker. The players can be fighting on a rocky platform in the middle of the level. The only hazard that the players has to worry about is the lava that is below them. It can be additional platforms for the players to stand on. The helicopter that Josh Stone and Jill Valentine arrives and can be seen in the background, and the boulder that Chris violates can make an appearance. I'm not gonna make Chris Redfield a background character, because I'm going to do a moveset video on him in the future. So folks, what do you think? Pretty interesting, huh? That's all I have for the moveset of Wesker. If you have any thoughts or anything you would like to add to this, make sure to put it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications. I also can do video requests for other characters' moveset ideas as well. If interested, you can check out my previous moveset videos I did on this channel. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next moveset. Adios amigos.